A fire breaks out in an ODOT garage. The vehicles, firefighters say, were damaged by the flames. Round 2, the East Coast prepares for the second nor'easter in the same week. And winter weather in the tri-state. What's in the forecast after some snow moved through the area this morning?
9 on your side starts now.
Oh yeah, snow returned this morning. This is video of some flurries coming down earlier today in Eden Park. Some parts of the tri-state got a little more snow, but nothing that stuck to the roads. This is a picture from south of the river in Augusta, Kentucky. You can see it did stick to the grass and all of that furniture out there.
Yeah, they got a nice little taste over there.
But just a taste. That's
yeah,
all
just
I can
a
do.
taste. And most of us really, it melted upon contact with the ground because the ground is so warm. But some areas, as you just saw, did see it sticking a little. But most of that snow is getting out of here. Let's go ahead and check out the big board because we see it swirling around. It's an area of low pressure to the north of us, bringing in the colder air and the leftover moisture in the atmosphere. Well, it's translating into some light snow showers. Northern Indiana there's still a little bit more over Indy that I think will try to pass through here. But our temperatures are rising right now. We're in the mid-30s, at least at the International Airport. So we could see some of this pass through as a little rain snow mix or a little drizzle as we go through the afternoon. But for the time being, the heavier snow showers are really out near Brooksville there in the Augusta area, Georgetown southward, Maysville. We'll just take you on in there for a closer look. You can see Augusta along the river there in that blue, rural, and as well Gertrude. This is all along the Ohio River. We also see some that's passing just south of Ripley there. So this is going to be moving on out in the next hour or so. And again, if there's leftover moisture, as our temperatures are now starting to really climb into the mid-30s, we'll likely see it mix or just a little bit of light drizzle passing across the area. So this is what I have for you this afternoon. We're going to see the cloudiness stick around for maybe another hour or two. Then we should see some breaks in the cloud to give us some partly cloudy skies, but that's going to be short-lived as well. We'll see more clouds later in the evening and especially in the overnight. Temperatures only topping out in the upper 30s, and we're down to 32 by 8 p.m. Ryan.
All right, Sherry, a new winter blast for the Northeast. 60 million Americans are bracing for snow and freezing rain, with 13 states from Virginia to Maine under winter storm alerts. ABC's Zachary Quiche has the story.
This morning, temps are falling fast, leaving a mix of snow and sleet on the roads. It's been a tough commute.
Because of the track of the storm, everyone should expect a long and challenging commute home this evening due to the rapid snowfall that will start mid-afternoon.
It's the second nor'easter in a week. Here's the latest forecast. You can see the storm hugging the coastline, this one marching up the I-95 corridor with 60 million Americans in its path. Some slushy road conditions already on I-80 in Pennsylvania.
I'm loving it. I love winter, so this is right up my alley. It doesn't stay around long this time of year, so I mean, okay, one day you have to deal with it, and that's it. Yeah.
But not everybody's in the winter spirit.
It's freezing in my house. It's 45 in there.
Coastal communities punched in the mouth by last week's storm, nearly 200,000 still in the dark.
We saw the damage that was done to so many homes and businesses and understand that the past few days have been extremely difficult for hundreds of people who've been displaced or without power.
Forecasters are projecting 40 to 60 mile per hour winds and 10 to 15 foot waves through the day.
You better be prepared for a very big storm.
Thousands of flights have already been delayed or canceled. We're talking about a wide stretch here from Baltimore up through Boston, with some of the most action expected this evening. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
A firefighter is recovering after a fire last night in an Ohio Department of Transportation garage in New Richmond. Firefighters say the building was fully engulfed by the time they got there.
Heavy fire, heavy smoke. We were able to make a aggressive attack on the fire and get it under control in a relatively quickly manner for the amount of fire and that we had going on.
Crews say several salt trucks were damaged. One firefighter went to the hospital with an eye injury. Investigators will look into what started the fire. Happening now, Kentucky State Police are looking for a shooter described as armed and dangerous. Investigators say 19-year-old Matthew Roosh from Ludlow shot at a crowd on US 25 in Crittenton last Friday night. One person was hit and taken to the hospital. Investigators say he could be in a white Toyota Camry that may have bullet holes in the back. If you see him or a car matching that description, please call 911. Well, happening today, you can give your input on a new location for the Cincinnati Police District 5 headquarters. The Fraternal Order of Police says the D5 building has led to cancer diagnosis for several officers. An investigation by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health found that the cancer diagnosed in some employees was not associated with working in that building. Tonight's meeting is at College Hill Recreation Center from 6 to 8 p.m. A third meeting will be in April. Well, more than a year of planning and after 4 months of construction, the Newport Aquarium is finally ready to share its newest exhibit with the public. 9 on Your Side's Allie Kramer is taking us on a behind-the-scenes tour for our first look.
When you step inside the newest exhibit here at the Newport Aquarium, you really feel like you're immersed in the Ring of Fire.
It's an animal that I could literally sit for hours and just watch and say, what's this guy thinking? What's going through his mind?
Simon the octopus is the star of the new exhibit. Spanning 5 feet and weighing in at about 12 pounds, he's one of the most requested sea creatures at the aquarium.
Inside the tank with Simon the octopus is some sea stars, a variety of sea stars that they would see along the coastline of the Pacific Ocean, as well as sea anemones, and these are these little puffball creatures that can shift shape as well.
Another Pacific Rim dweller, the Japanese spider crab. This guy was really active this morning.
It's almost like a work of art to see these guys in the tank walking around and picking at things, and they're very majestic.
But the most mesmerizing part of all, the moon jellyfish.
We actually built an entirely new state-of-the-art jellyfish propagation facility, or we would call it the jellyfish nursery.
The nursery can be seen on a behind-the-scenes tour. Some will live in the Newport Aquarium and others can be shared with aquariums across the country. The magical exhibit opens to the public on Friday morning. Discount tickets are still available on Groupon. Reporting inside the Ring of Fire, Allie Kramer, 9 on Your Side.
That looks awesome. Well, concerns over tariffs, why some are hoping President Trump will reverse course on his plan to impose new taxes on imports. And back to work, how West Virginia settled a 9-day teacher strike and what it could mean for other states. Thank you so much for joining us. You're watching 9 on Your Side at noon.